What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you the best blitz in Madden 19. More so a blitz concept and not just a specific blitz, but I'm going to show you the blitz that I use. And here's just some gameplay footage of me running this in real game, so you know that it is the real deal. This does work. This gets crazy sacks. It's very hard to block, and the average person online probably will not have the answer for it, as you see in these gameplay clips. Just sacking the QB time after time. So let's get into it. We're going to really talk more about a concept that is sweeping Madden right now, and it is the contain blitz. But the great thing about this blitz is you can pretty much do it from almost any formation. There's so many different ways you can get creative with this, and it is definitely the blitz of choice, or the blitz tactic of choice right now. So make sure to watch the whole video, because I'm going to show some different ways to do it. I'm going to show you some ways to stop it, and I'm going to really go in depth with this, so you'll kind of have everything you need to know about it. So the most popular formations to kind of do this blitz out of, you want to do it with like a nickel back blitzing. So people use nickel 335 odd, big nickel over G. You can do it in dollar, you can do it in dime. A lot of people do it with the DB Fire 2 blitz. I'm going to show it to you out of the nickel 335 odd. This is one of the ones that I like doing it the best with. And the play I'm going to show you is the cover 3 sky show 4, because this already has our nickel back blitzing, so it's just a little bit easier to set up. So to set this blitz up, what you want to do is base align, which is wire triangle right on the left stick. Then you want to spread the D line. You want to crash the D line down. You want to contain. And then you see how we have the blitzer on the edge. If we slide him in, he's going to turn into a contain. So he needs to be blitzing, and you need to contain and then slide him in. And you're going to see what happens is he's going to kind of slide off the edge really fast. Now, this is what people are doing online. Like I said, they're doing it out of all types of different formations. It's a very, very effective way to blitz this year. It might get patched at some point, I'm not sure, but there are ways to stop it. So again, base align, spread line, crash down, contain, and then slide the blitzer in. And you're going to see he is going to come off the edge. See, that time he kind of rubbed the edge, but he still got off. That's going to happen sometimes. Sometimes because of the nature of how he's blitzing, he's going to kind of rub up. Sometimes he will get blocked. It's not 100% of the time type of deal, but most of the time he does come in, and when he does, he's going to fly in. Now, if you want extra coverage, you can take your outside linebacker on the right. You can put him in like a spy if you want. You can see we can still get the pressure even without having him on the spy. And what's good is we still have another contain on the outside, so if somebody tries to roll out, we can you know, he's not going to be able to roll out. He's going to be stuck in the pocket. So here, you might say, oh, well, the flats are open. Well, you can take that guy and put him into the flat. You know, we are blitzing, so not everything is going to be covered. But again, here, you see he kind of got caught up a little bit, but he still broke free and came around the edge. Very, very quick. Not a lot of time to make a lot of reads. Like I said, if you want to put that guy in a flat, if you want to put him in a purple, put him in whatever you want. You can adjust behind the blitz to cover what you think your opponent's going to do. But again, you see how quick this comes off the edge. There's not a lot of time to make a lot of decisions. So even if you have stuff open, you have to understand with a blitz like this, your first read has to be the right read. And you can do this out of any coverage. So see here, we audible to a cover 2. I blitzed the nickel back, and then I carried out the setup as usual. You just have to have him blitzing beforehand. So you can call any coverage out of this, blitz the nickel back, and then just do the setup. Base align, spread D line, crash down, contain, and then slide the nickel back in. So you can do this with cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, whatever. But if you come out in a play that already has him blitzing, it's just a little bit easier because it's one less step that you have to set up. So now I'll just show another example, because like I said, you can do this out of any formation. You can do this out of 4-3 with a linebacker. You can do out of any formation you really want. You just have to get creative with it. So here I'll show an example out of dime with the dime blitz 2. And it's going to be a very simple setup. I find that it's very consistent when you spread line and crash down. Other people crash their line up. It's just find what works for you. So here, I'm going to spread the line, crash them down, and then contain, and then slide in my nickel back until he's on a contain. You got to make sure he's on the contain, and then it's going to work the same way. Most of the time, he's going to just slide around untouched really fast. So you can get creative. You can do it with different formations, different coverages, and all that jazz. So let's talk about some ways you can beat this, especially if people are running it out of 3-5 or they're running it out of dollar with 3 down linemen. You can run the ball pretty easily on this. So I want to show some examples of that, because this is, you know, it's going to be a tough thing you're going to run into online, so you need to have ways to get around it. So one run that really works good against this is the 0-1 trap, especially if they're using like a 3-5 or a dollar. See, we're going to set it up the exact same way, and we're going to run the 0-1 trap, and you're going to get pretty good yardage with the 0-1 trap versus this, because For one, it's a 3-down lineman. They're blitzing off the edge. Contain blitzes are pretty easy to run up the middle on, so that's something you're going to want to do. QB draws work pretty well on this as well. The QB draw is kind of popular right now, so you can try something like that as well. But you can see the 0-1 trap definitely is going to eat them up for some serious yardage. So, you know, if you're in a 3rd and long and you can't run, that's kind of a different story. Excuse me, that's kind of a different story, but you know, if it's on early downs, you can do that. Another type of run that works versus this is the draw play as well. So we're going to run a halfback draw. We're going to set the play up the same, base line, spread D line, crash down, contain, slide the blitzer in so that he's on a contain, and you can see that the halfback draw is going to work very well against this as well. So there are ways to get around this. We're going to show another example of the draw really quickly, and then we'll move on to some other stuff. But just want to kind of give you some ways that you can get around this, because I know that this is going to be frustrating to run into for a lot of people, and you're going to see it a lot if you're playing online. So if they're blitzing off of one edge, you can, you know, you want to do, you know, the best practices to try to block this. So if I know they're blitzing it off the left edge, something I would try to do is, we'll just audible to a pass play real quick. It doesn't matter what pass play, I just want to show an example. So if I know they're coming off the left edge, I would motion my running back over to the left to try to help block it, and then I would ID the mic on the guy that I know is blitzing, and you can see here we're able to pick it up by a little bit of time and deliver the pass. Now, just because you do that, it doesn't mean it's going to block it every single time. Sometimes the contain does get glitchy and comes around the edge, but you want to carry out the best practices to try and block it, you know, just because you want to give yourself the best chance. Now here, this is where it gets cat and mouse. We can blitz an extra guy and we can get multiple guys free. So this is when the cat and mouse game starts. We're going to blitz an extra guy and you're going to be able to get 2 guys free, and I accidentally ran the draw play again. As you can see, the draw play, even with extra blitzers, the draw play still works, but I meant to audible to a pass play there, so we're going to run that back really quickly and just carry out the same setup. Baseline, spread D line, crash down, contain, slide the blitzer in, and then I'm going to go ahead and blitz this linebacker on the right because I want to try to get 2 guys in free. I'll put the safety in like a hook curl just to kind of help with some of the coverage over the middle. Here we're going to audible to a pass play, and you're going to notice what happens is we're going to get 2 guys in free, and you see we get the linebacker shooting in and the contain on the outside. Now usually you'll get both of the contains in, but sometimes the contain on the right might get blocked and you'll get the linebacker in free. Either way, you're still getting 2 guys in. You can see the linebacker up the gap and the cornerback on the outside. Both come shooting in free, and I know you're seeing on the replay there, oh, well, the flats are open. That's fine, because in a situation like this, you're not going to blitz this many guys unless you're blitzing, you know, on a 3rd and long where the flats, you know, aren't really an option. But again, you can always adjust your coverage if you're worried about the flats. It's a cat and mouse game. And keep in mind, when you're blitzing and getting guys in this quick, your opponent has time to make one read. If he does not make the correct read on his first, you know, the first guy he looks at isn't open, he's sacked. So just because something's open doesn't mean he's going to see it. But again, you can adjust your coverage behind it. And you can see this time we got 3 guys in free. Like, this is how crazy it can get. Now, don't expect 3 guys in free every single time. Usually you will get 2 if you blitz 6. But you have instances like this where both contains don't get blocked and the guy comes shooting up the gap. I mean, there's no way you're blocking this. But that's how crazy the contain blitz can get. And yes, there are some holes in the defense. Of course there's going to be. We're blitzing 6 guys. But like I said, it's so fast that, you know, it's easy to watch the video and say, oh, well, you can hit the flats. Oh, this seam is open. But when you're in game and you're the guy on offense playing, you're not seeing the whole field, you know, at a glance. You're looking at your first read. If it's not open, or the defender's using your first read, you're sacked. That's it. So keep in mind. But what other things you want to take into account with this too is you want to mix in coverage defenses as well. You don't want to just run the contain every play. Sometimes you might want to run a cover 3 but don't blitz anybody. Drop 8 guys back, or run a cover 2 and keep 7 or 8 guys in coverage, because that way you're really playing cat and mouse, because he knows, okay, I have to block extra people to stop the contain blitz, but now you put 8 guys in coverage and now he might have 3 guys on routes versus your 8 defenders. He's in a bad spot there. So just little things that you want to take into account. You definitely, want to mix up your coverages with the blitz as well, just to make it, all that more effective. But definitely try this out for yourself in different formations. Definitely, check out the dollar formation, the dime, the big nickel over G, even 4-3. You can get this contain on a lot of different formations. And I will be doing a defensive ebook on smartmadden.com very soon, and I'm going to have a bunch of different ways, even crazier ways, to break down the contain blitz in different formations. So definitely be looking out for that soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, as always, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.